Davies in the middle. Checks back against Carter and scores. That is atypical for the Amina Margot.
Quickly gets it back again. Oh, what a goal! Well, that sums up her season. The Gunners are WSL champions.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Vic Akers Wonderland. It has been a bit of a red, joyous day in North London. I'm sure you all agree. Arsenal winning 1-0 in the North London derby. With me, I've got Lottie. How are you?
Sorry about that. I put the mute button on. Yeah, I'm good. Bigger, blonder. A lot happier now I've had my hair cut after 6 months. But yeah, North London derby. North London is red. North London is red. Tottenham Hotspur. North London is red. Never forget it.
And we do have a guest with us. Unfortunately, Adam is not available today, but it is your first podcast today, is it? Is it, Lucy?
Second.
Number two. Not so unexperienced, but yeah.
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm especially happy after the North London derby. Let's not let them forget it. North London will always be red.
So just quickly, do you want to just tell people a little bit about maybe your journey towards the women's football? Lucy, we've had a few guests in the past that have just briefly explained where they've been and how come they support the team.
Oh, so literally Arsenal women throughout the night, like going to Arsenal during the 90s. I sort of remember them putting them up on the big screen, and like whenever they were winning like their trophies, they used to do the parades around the pitch, and I sort of got hooked in on there. I remember players like Rachel Yankee, Kelly Smith, and I just got drawn in.
It's always good that you see that kind of thing now. You don't see it. I remember being at the Emirates there, and this unfortunately never got to Highbury, but there was never really any mention of the women's team at all. My first game was in 2008 against Newcastle in the League Cup. No mention of them whatsoever. But now you're sort of seeing that recognition. So we were both all there during the Man United game, and the team that you would have quite easily seen, the team that dominated that era, especially with the Champions League. They managed to make their way into the pitch. Did that bring some memories back for you?
A lot of memories. I actually remember when they went on and won the quadruple, and I remember the parade around the Emirates and what have you, because the men's team wasn't doing so good, and you just see this amazing women's team, and it's just, I'm in awe of them. I think they were just amazing, and probably no English team's going to match them for a long, long time.
And Lottie, just to bring you in, Lottie, for this one as well, is when you do see that and you look back at those sorts of things, you go, they're trendsetters now, but we've got to make sure that we can do that further down the line. Go on and conquer Europe, and you can kind of see it's on its way, but not quite there just yet.
No, and we're not quite there yet. I mean, the legacy is there, but it's a case of building on it at this point for me. Winning the Champions League was a long time ago. We're still the only team in England to do it. And if you don't know the song by now, we do hold that in regards. High regards, I should say. But it's, for me, we're a long way off. If you look at the likes of Barcelona, they just suck up all the best talent. And they're consistent Champions League winners for a reason. A lot of the talent is going out to Germany at the moment as well. You get like Georgia Stanway. Who else is out there? I've got the Japanese defender that's at Bayern. I've forgotten her name. Shaped the ball off the line against us.
Kumagai. She's gone to Roma.
Oh, Kumagai was in Germany. She's now moved over to Roma. But yeah, there's so much talent out there, and it's I know a lot of clubs like PSG, Real Madrid, they don't have the funds to purchase these players because they're not backed by the men's team and the men's pay package and everything else. I had an interesting conversation with a Spurs fan, funny enough. He doesn't normally watch women's football. Big men's Tottenham fan. God bless his soul. He does put himself through some torture. But he tuned in for 20 minutes of the North London derby, and he really wasn't impressed with the quality of our football. And if you look back to how it was, when scorelines were ridiculous against Spurs, and you look at it now, Spurs have actually invested in their team, and they've brought in the right players. And if other teams start doing that, it will make the league more competitive. I think what struck me weirdly is that even Arsenal looked terrible. Lucy's face has just dropped.
No, I agree. I agree. We don't look ourselves at the moment. We really don't. Even when you look at us from last year, when we had so many injuries and we were pulling together and we were just unbelievable. And going out to Lyon, and I think what happened out there, and it's the total. I think it might be Jonas not knowing what squad he wants to play, because as soon as he gets it, he changes it.
He hasn't got a best 11. He's got too much choice, personally.
He's got, and I think it's fantastic, but it's almost like FIFA, where you just sign all the great players, and it's like, I don't know who to play, and I've got to play them because they'll want to leave, and it's like he's on manager mode at the moment on FIFA.
Yeah, it feels like a balancing act. Sorry, my words don't want to come out again as usual. He just doesn't know his best 11. I think I was talking to someone in Boreham Wood. We went to watch the West Ham game and walked in with what 4 goals up, was it, Lucy? Against West Ham? And the guy at the bar said, why can't he choose his best 11? I said, he's got no choice. He hasn't got a choice. Like if you sat there in that seat, do you know your best 11? I don't. Because
I look at it and I still think
and different things you can do.
It's so hard to pick a best 11 out of that squad. And then you look at the talent,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you've got to, pick and choose of who you're playing and who suits that game better. And yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I know between me, Matt and Adam, we've been screaming out for Lacasse on the left. Because
I hear that all day.
She was dynamite at the North.
Caitlin Ford was running the show down that wing. She really was. She
took Ashley Neville home in her pockets with her wallet and her keys. Put it that way. So it was just, yeah.
Caitlin Ford's just a joy to watch when she's on it. She really is a fantastic player. But she hasn't scored in a long time.
And look, the North London derby's her thing, and yeah, it's a bit weird.
I need to give a shout out to Kimmy though, for just purely for coming back from injury. Her for me, she bossed that midfield.
Sorry, really guys, did. I didn't mean to turn around, but the Google Pixel adverts was on the telly. My mum's like, she's on the telly. I was like, oh.
You have just reminded me of a news item, and I will talk quickly on the North London derby a little bit later, but just quickly on the news. A little bit of night of fun and games with Freddie Cardi. Freddie Cardi. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Freddie.
Freddie's going to tell you off.
Yeah, he is. I am so sorry. Someone's going to end up quoting this screen recording it and sending it to him. I do apologise, Freddie.
I've got the power of the snippet.
We won't if we cut it out.
But I can also drop them.
Sorry, Freddie Cardi, he was talking about Jonas talking about what the Man United game previously in that game, when he found out that Arsenal had not beaten them for over 800 days. To put that into perspective, that would have been the game that I was at, Leigh Sports Village, where we won 2-0. Casey McCabe scored a penalty and Viv Miedemar scored the wonder strike.
Do you know what, though? I think that sounds more scarier than what it actually was, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it was a huge victory, obviously, to get a victory back over them again. And, but I think the way they break it down into the 800 day, it immediately scares you. I don't think it's as bad as it sounds.
It sounds like an awful stat, but it's not that bad. If you know what I mean.
I mean, I know because we had a few draws, didn't we, as well? You know,
Yeah.
and we had the loss at the Emirates as well, which wasn't nice. But
that can we forget that game? That game was
yes, no, I
PTSD.
totally no gone.
Yeah. Well, speaking of tickets, for Stamford Bridge, the away end sold out within 15 minutes. Jonas has also been speaking and said that he wouldn't be surprised if they decide to extend the away allocation further. At this current moment, 25,000 tickets have been sold for the game.
Wow.
How many belong to Arsenal fans?
So we
Probably
were
quite a lot.
given an allocation of 6,000, which is double the Premier League allocation.
Yeah, I wonder how many of us that will be invading the home stands. I don't know. Offense.
I think
That's
quite a
my
lot
real
of us.
question. I know at the away end, the Arsenal away is sold out every single game.
Don't know what's happening with Chelsea's marketing, but to not fill their stadium for big games, I can't get my head around it for how good a team they are and their success in the past few years. If anyone should be filling their ground, it should be Chelsea.
The thing is, you sort of say to their fans who are pure misery from the Premier League, oh, why don't you watch your women? You're top of the league. You're in the Champions League.
Their women's side is
you just don't get
fantastic,
a
it pains me to say, but they are just a pain in the backside, but so good.
Oh no, absolutely. But you just don't get that response, or that there's a very major lack of interest, if that makes sense. And I want to shake people like that, I must admit, because women's football for me has come a long way, and it is so enjoyable to watch. I get it. I get that like women's football's not for everybody, but at least give it a try.
I think if you look over the past couple of years, I think the pace of the game's got faster as well, because it used to be a really slow-paced game, and now it's so fast. It's getting on there with par with the men's game.
So this one is an interesting one. I love this name. Holly Bacon has made an article for BBC and UK Sport, which is basically the governing body that is responsible for the whole of, as it says, United Kingdom sports. They allocate all the funds to make sure that the events are going. So things like the Euros that we saw, that would have gotten X amount of funding for that. And through this, UK Sport said that within the next 15 years, they want to see as many events in the UK as possible. They've made a huge list, and top of that list is the Women's World Cup, and they're expecting to go for the 2031 bids. However, there is a bit of a block in that because the current 2020 World Cup has still not been decided. Thank you very much, FIFA. The bids so far have been Brazil, US and Mexico, and the European bid of Belgium, Germany, and Netherlands as a trio. So you've got all these opportunities, but if Belgium, Germany, and Netherlands are successful, that means the next World Cup in 2031 would not be able for us to be bidded. So
bid on,
which would be such a shame.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say, let's give it to the US and Mexico in that case.
Potential.
Yeah, I would, just for.
Go on, Lucy.
Absolutely.
No, I would give it to the US and Mexico. Was it?
And then let Mexico win it, and then we can all sit there and laugh.
I think we've got better stadiums in the UK, and we're going to have new stadiums being built in that time frame as well. And I'm not saying they're not going to have them on the continent as well. But I just feel like we will make a better tournament.
I feel like we're better equipped because of the Premier League, personally.
And that.
Like if you just look around London, you've got the Arsenal, you've got West Ham, you've got Palace is big enough, I think. Wembley.
Yeah.
You've also got the new Everton Stadium being built up in
the toilet bowl that's in Middlesex. So for anybody who isn't sure to understand that reference,
providing it hasn't fallen down, Old Trafford will still be there.
Yeah, there's that as well.
It's still standing.
As well. Etihad, Liverpool.
Do you know what will annoy me though is if they use Etihad campus and not the Etihad Stadium?
Yeah, do you know what it is? They carry the VAR across. It's transportable. That's why they used it and not the Etihad.
Yeah.
With that in mind, Mary Earps is going to have a very own Madame Tussauds statue, and that was an open vote and she was top contender. But is there anyone else that deserves waxwork from the current
Leah
crop of
Williamson.
Lionesses? I knew you were going to say
Leah
that.
Literally took the
Williamson.
words right out of my mouth there. Literally took the word.
We've had this conversation before. I had to beat you to the post. Do you want to give the reasons why we should have her in Madame Tussauds as a waxwork?
I mean, captain of England being one huge, you know, her leadership skills, you know, setting great examples for young girls coming into the game. She's just an amazing role model, an amazing footballer, and I can't see why she wouldn't have one. I mean, Mary Earps, 100% deserves one, but I think Leah deserves one as well.
I think it's more a case of people chose Mary Earps because of those moments.
I mean, I'm glad she's got one.
I won't repeat the words because I've got to keep my language clean. Well, she told someone, I think it was Jenny Hermoso, to off. I mean, it's moments like that.
Just secretly pick the mug up, Lottie.
Huh?
Just secretly pick your mug up, unless it's at work.
Oh, it's at work. It's at work. But if you did watch the World Cup, you'll know that moment. I think that it was definitely Jenny Hermoso. And then there was one in the Euros. What was the one in the Euros?
Oh, no, the Euros was Jill Scott.
Oh, that was Jill Scott.
So it's become a bit of a tradition.
As well.
To be fair, I'd give Jill a statue just for that all alone, to be quite honest with you.
Absolutely.
Love Jill Scott.
And surprise, surprise, we are actually filming this on the 5th of March. That means it has been a year since that Conti Cup victory over Chelsea. Lottie putting her fist up in the air to say yes. That was a roller coaster ride.
That was my first women's final. I'll never forget that. Just beating Chelsea is just icing on the cake. Like, as much as I've been to Crystal Palace's ground a few times with the men, that was something special for me, and I'll never forget that game. I loved every minute of it. Although I remember being very apprehensive, unlike the overly confident Lucy on the screen.
I was very overly confident that day. I had this feeling that we were going to do them. And then obviously the scoreline at half time. I was still on edge, I'm not going to lie, because, you know, Chelsea are one of those teams that they only need a goal to get them kick-started. And, unbelievable day. And just to see Emma Hayes just unhappy, it's just the best feeling in the world, right?
I've really enjoyed that day, not just only because we met up with loads of other people, and I picked up on some of the things. I don't know what it was, but it just felt like something was in the air where I was like, yes, this is going to be the day we're gonna.
It was good vibes, wasn't it?
Yeah. And just whatever we were doing, meeting up. Vin and I walked past us, didn't he? And
saw Leanne Sanderson as well.
Yeah.
Pictures with Gunnosaurus and everything.
Me and the lucky flag of Lucy as well. That's one of my favourite.
That flag is so lucky.
It is. It's coming with me to the game tomorrow, so we'll have it.
Fingers crossed tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
So, just quickly moving on now. Nations League, is in effect once again. Sorry, not Nations League. Euro qualification, although it should. Yeah, you can class it as Nations League because they're using the same format. Just quickly going to whip through the home nations. Scotland have got Serbia, Slovakia and Israel. Wales have got Croatia, Ukraine, Kosovo. Portugal, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Northern Ireland, Malta, and our very own Leah Velti with Switzerland, Hungary, Turkey and Azerbaijan in the Group B phase.
Matt, you're going to hate me in a minute. Did you just say Leah Velti's hungry for Turkey?
No,
I totally missed that if he did.
That is literally the group. Switzerland, Hungary, Turkey, Azerbaijan.
Yeah, I was only winding you up. I couldn't help myself. I'm so sorry.
I'll tell you what, if she was hungry for Turkey, I hope she goes and scores a blaster against Turkey.
Absolutely.
And then we have the dreaded Group A. So most of our players are playing against each other. So the Netherlands taking on Italy, Freedom Arnhem of Norway and Finland. Spain take on Denmark, Belgium and Czech Republic. So that would be Katrina Kuhl taking on Leah Kodna. This one's going to be the
Codina?
worst one. I've been told
Codna.
it's Codna, not Codina.
Yeah.
Then again, that isn't a very English way. All right. Okay. Fair.
I don't
Fair
think
play.
she's really that fussed, but I'm trying to go for the pronunciations, but who knows? I don't
fudged
it
even
up.
pronounce Lotta's name properly, so don't worry.
And England's group consists France, Sweden, Republic of Ireland. So Lotta Weaver-Moy, Lassie Russo, and Leah Williamson will take on Lena Hertig, Amanda Illerstedt, and Stina Blackstenius, as well as Casey McCabe. This is the definition of a group of death.
I
Quite like it at the
talk
same
about
time, though.
tear a
Is that
fan
wrong?
base apart. Yeah, I love it at the same time, but talk about tear apart a fan base.
Well, I must admit, when I watched England Lionesses versus Holland, I found myself cheering for a certain someone else in the opposing team. Couldn't help it. Arsenal always comes first for me, and that's really, really bad. I know.
Oh,
But
then,
I just-
with
I cheered the
like,
assist. I got looks.
We're
You know-
Arsenal through and through.
I
It
did
is
look.
Arsenal's a family.
It was quite funny actually. Now you mention it, when I was at the finalisma when Brazil got their equaliser, I just stood up and applauded because it was a really good goal.
It was.
I was definitely from where I was sitting. I was like, wow, that is
I
a
could
nice
see it. I
goal.
was up in the heavens. You had proper nice seats. I was like looking down. It was like,
I
watching
know
the
I had
table
nice
game.
seats, thanks to you. I wouldn't have
I had
been
to
there
get the
without
binoculars
you.
out to see the goals.
To be fair, I could see you from my seat. We were waving at each other at one point, weren't we?
Yeah.
You're directly above me. That was fun.
So just quickly the last group as well, because it's Germany, Austria, Iceland, and Poland. So that means Manu Zinsberger and Laura Wienerreuter will be taking on the mites of Germany.
That's one
Once
name
again.
I can't pronounce, by the way. No
Laura
chance of
Wienerreuter.
whatsoever. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't
It's
know
all
why.
right. By the end of the season, you will be able to say that name backwards.
I just had to wave at her when I saw her to try and call her over because I couldn't say her name.
Yeah, I think what's kind of helped a little bit is the documentary both Beth and Viv did. That's kind of helped a little bit to say it's Laura, not Laura. Because we're too used to saying Laura. It's still Laura.
Yeah, do you know what? I love that documentary as well. I sort of binge watched it one evening.
Yeah, I'm only halfway through because I got Hogwarts Legacy. So
You
Don't
got
shoot.
yeah. I tell you what, if we go back to our group very quickly as well, I'm wondering if Katie can, play a love by Arsenal fans. I wonder if she can actually get under our skin with us, but following England, because
do you know what?
we all
I
know
think she could rattle
Katie,
Williamson. I think
and
she
I
could
feel
rattle Leah. she
I
wanted
feel
to.
like I might see Katie getting under my skin a little bit because I know what she's like. Love her to bits, but when it's against England, I can,
I think for the one player that's going to get under my skin when we come up against him is Rusha Littlejohn. She will irritate. She already irritates me, but yeah, nah, it's going to be her before it's Katie.
Oh yeah, all day long.
We'll quickly move on to the Gold Cup because Chloe Lacasse and Sabrina will be taking on the US. That will be on the 7th, so that's Thursday, 3:15 in the morning UK time. And it will be on the CONCACAF YouTube page. So one of our players is coming home a little bit earlier than planned.
Well, one or two. I'd rather have them all back. Can they both lose? Please. We've got Chelsea coming. Please.
Do you know what though? I thought that with the men's game when Tommy Ashley lost with Japan, and it's like, where is he? He wasn't like he missed.
Absolutely.
Like I want him back now. Like just jump on a plane.
Yeah. No, the thing is, for me personally, right now, I'd have Lacasse back in a heartbeat. I know it's
Do
not
you
great for Tabs, but I need someone to put the pressure on Caitlin Ford. That's what I want. She's too
Lacasse has
comfy.
just settled into this Arsenal team like she's been there for years.
Yeah.
We need her back. I think we do. We need her against Chelsea. I don't like these tournaments in the middle of seasons. I really don't. I understand why they're in the middle of seasons, but I just don't like it because it throws up the whole. You have to plan around it.
It is a bit bizarre as well because
thing is
next year we're going to lose both Steph and Caitlin for the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, but we've
Oh,
got
and
enough time
Kyra.
to cover that. We've got enough depth to cover that, so it's not a major threat. I'm just praying Kimmy stays one more year because we need her. We need her. I know she will, but I'm fully confident
She's
in that.
huge to this squad. It's just
Yeah, but if we're losing Kyra, we need Kimmy to stay, and we need Kimmy to stay fit. For me personally, and I
Kimmy
know
fit
we
is
can
just
put-
a joy to watch.
Yeah, we could plot Vic there, but I still would choose Kimmy over Vic, even though Vic has been absolutely amazing this season.
The other semi-final sees Brazil versus Mexico. That is midnight. Sorry, on the
Might be able to
7th.
watch that one.
Yeah.
Again,
Oh,
on
did Rafaeli go to Brazil?
Rafaeli is with
Yeah.
Brazil.
So I
So
might actually pre-record that in that case and watch it the next day.
ex-Guna watch. But
I wish she was still here.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think we were all so sad that she decided to leave at the end of the season. I don't think anyone was expecting it.
It was so we got blindsided a little bit with that one. It was almost like the Gen beat. We didn't see it coming. It was sort of like a shock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that one wounded me more than Jen, because we sort of had an inkling she was gonna go a lot in the last season, but
With Jen and
Rafael-
her age, no disrespect to Jen because of her age, but obviously you could see that the writing was on the cards. But with Rafaeli, with her age and being young, it just wasn't
the best
supposed to meant to be on the
centre-backs in the
cards.
league torn apart. It broke my heart, especially after all the press coverage with the finalisma and all of that. It killed me.
But the
broke
only
my
thing I'm looking forward to seeing is Lotta building up this relationship with Leah on the pitch of these two centre backs, which I'm hoping will be the two England centre backs in the future as well.
Fingers crossed. Well, Brazil do play Mexico, and there have been some good ballers at Mexico. There was some great skill. If you can watch the game back, it is available on YouTube. But Brazil were taken on Paraguay in a very entertaining game. It finished 3-2 to Mexico, but it was a fantastic game. So I do urge you to watch that. But we should move on to the North London derby now. We've already mentioned Kim Little. She got player of the match for this one. I think there was some sort of questionable decisions about whether or not she deserved it or not, but I think that was because there were so many standout performances across the team again.
There were so many great performances in that team. I think I look from the back. I think Zinsberger made two very important saves in that game. I look at then Caitlin Ford down that wing. She was instrumental. I think Russo had a fantastic game as well. So it was hard to pinpoint on one player.
I couldn't agree more, but I think what stands out for me more than anything is the way that Caitlin Ford had Ashley Neville on toast with a side of Vegemite. From where we were sitting, the amount of skills, the nutmegs, the just completely.
That was the best thing about
describe-
them winning the toss and
completely
swapping the
skinning her
ends.
alive, basically. I think that was one of the highlights for me because everybody's probably noticed, but when it's a North London derby, a very McCabe Caitlin Ford comes out of the box, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
When I say McCabe, I mean angry McCabe.
It does really annoy me to bits though, because when I see that Caitlin Ford, that's like I want to see that every single week. But
not just in the North London derby, I
want to see her take on players and be able to pull those balls back. But at times, I don't know why it is. I always point to the West Ham away games, but she couldn't replicate that. I don't know
when
if
she's on it. She is just unstoppable, unbeatable. I want to see it more as well.
One of the other things is she always ends up towards the end of the season going on a really good goal scoring streak as well.
Let's hope the title run in.
So yeah, that's the other thing.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
And the Conti Cup as well.
Yes, please.
Lotta Wubmoy as well had another fantastic performance. I've just seen the a load of video clips. I can't of Lotta just
a video edit. Use
Yeah.
that. It's a lot easier. Even I can't say
The
that.
clip.
Do you know what? I was going to attempt to say it, but I thought no, because then I might
No.
go down that rabbit hole with you.
Sorry, we can all go down together. It's fun.
Yeah, just Lotta's performance as a whole, just doing what she's doing, and it feels like now everyone's getting to see her a lot more, especially with the coverage being on BBC, that she was able to showcase her what she can actually do. There are people who only watch England only see little bits. There's other fans that don't see as much as the Arsenal fans do, but Lotta with Moy put in a stellar performance, and there's one moment as well that will stick with me through this game. It's where she loses the ball, goes and wins it back, loses it again, and then wins it back again before she then plays off another pass. And I thought,
You just took the words out of my mouth again. My
Cool as a
question is, did she
cucumber
mean
as
it?
well.
Did she mean it? She makes these defending mistakes and then she absolutely bosses it in the recovery. That's the best way I can
She's the
describe
quickest
it, but-
learner from her mistakes
Mhm.
when she makes them.
Yeah, but she styles it out really well.
And
Does she not?
She does. She styles it out well. She reads the game beautifully. I think she stepped up hugely when Leah was away, and it sort of gave her time to grow. I mean, we knew that there was a player there. We knew, and then she's just blossomed with Leah being away. And do you know what? I just can't wait to see them together playing with each other. It's just, yeah.
well, we shouldn't always forget the one thing that's important: the goal. And
Yeah.
the goal came from Kim Little playing a lovely through ball to Beth Mead, who decides to chop in. She gets fouled, and the ball is slowly trickling towards Alessia Russo, who decides, I'm going to smash this into the top corner. I was too busy calling for the foul to realise that it gone before the ball had gone in, but it was a bit
Was
chaotic.
that you shouting around me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's you on. That's you, is it? I thought I wasn't sure. I still can't get my head around that. Even if she'd missed, surely they're going to call the foul in the box.
I think they would have called it back if the ball didn't end up in the back of the net.
Is that then also a card to I can't remember who actually fouled
Yeah,
Beth
I
Mead
should
in
be-
the
I
game.
can't
feel
actually
like-
remember the foul.
Do you know what? One of our friends turned around. This ref needs to go find her cards, and all of a sudden, the ref got very card happy, and I was like, "Are you happy now?" As soon as McCabe got her card, I just looked at her and I went, "Just shush."
It wouldn't have been a
don't
North
want
London
anything to
derby
make
without it.
Yeah, I know that, but it's a case of what annoys me every time she gets a card. You get all the non-Arsenal fans come out and come after her. I know she doesn't care, but we kind of make a joke out.
Do you know what though? I love that other
But-
fans hate her because I don't want other fans to like her, and it just makes me more happy when other fans don't like her.
Her shithouser is just on point.
Oh, I love it.
You look at her and you compare her to Chloe Kelly, who does it a little bit, but she doesn't do it
She
as
tries,
better.
but she's not Katie McCabe.
I mean, the fact that
Chloe's an amateur compared to Katie. She
Does
really
does
is.
nobody remember the ball in the face incident last season?
even she turned around and laughed and said, "How the hell who managed to get a yellow card for that?"
I've seen Katie McCabe do so many things at Boreham, and I'm thinking, it's with Ajax. Do you remember the phrase, do you want the ball? Do you want the ball? And I'm like, I don't know where she has these moments of madness, and I'm sort of gritting my teeth. I'm like, go on, let's see what's going to happen. I'm like,
You're just
It's
totally,
really- yeah, I'm really bad. I'm like, good, because I
want.
want a player like that in my team. I want a player who's got fight and got, that aggressive edge to them. I don't think she's an aggressive player. She's not like a nasty, dirty player, but I think she's got that edge. What we need,
merchant.
and that's what you need. You need somebody who
Oh,
can
yeah,
wind up the other
and
team.
It's one of the reasons why Jonas has come out and said, I think Matt told me this in one of the interviews, you can't have an Arsenal team without Kate McCabe in it. Full stop.
She's just Katie, and we love her.
If there was Katie to not there for whatever reason, Arsenal do miss her. And the one thing that makes me wonder who would take over if say Katie retired further down the line, who would be the one to really do that?
Her little sister. Her little sister.
You think Lauren would
You
come
know
in
she's
and do
coming
it?
to Arsenal. Oh yeah. I've watched interviews with Lauren, and she's turned around and said, "I'm exactly like my sister. because obviously she used to come play football with the older brother and his mates, and that's where she's learned everything. That's where she gets all her wind-ups from, everything. She just won't have it off anyone, because obviously brothers and sisters, the torment, there's nothing like it. But Lauren's exactly the same. She's turned around and said, yeah, I'm a hothead, but I try not to get as many cards as my sister.
I think as well, it's like a hothead, but it's like an excusable hothead because do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because she's funny
It's
with
not-
it. Because we all think it's hilarious.
But I
whereas
don't
other
think
class
it's that
think,
bad,
no,
when she does
okay.
things. Because when I look at other players who are hot, like a certain player who plays for Chelsea, I think she is an animal, and I don't like her. And I don't have to mention her
That's
name. And I
because she
think
doesn't play for us, and that's how the Chelsea fans.
no,
feel
but
about
do you
Katie
know,
Jane.
even when she trod on Leah Volti, I think that was just so.
She's got a lot to learn on that, but she didn't deserve the racism.
Oh
Sorry,
no, no
that's
one
too far.
no one deserves that whatsoever. That is just beyond wrong and shouldn't be in the game at all.
I wasn't thinking of her. I thought you were talking about Erin Cuthbert, because she's the one that ends up getting the.
Yeah.
She gets the occasional yellow card, but everyone thinks she's an angel. But no, she's treading on people's toes every 5 minutes. If you look at her.
You're so observant, Matt. It makes me laugh sometimes. I don't even notice this kind of stuff.
Honestly, but I think it's good though. You've got these eyes to see things I just don't see sometimes.
Thing is, like most of the time between me and you, Lou, we are so engrossed. I don't see the details until I watch things back.
I have to watch it back sometimes. I miss so much sometimes, or I've only got to look away for 2 seconds, and I see the good parts, like the goals.
Oh, of course. But when it comes to analysing and like who did the assist, who did that, who did this, you've got to go back and look.
100%.
So I'll just quickly talk about the first 5 minutes, because unfortunately the tube decided not to work properly, and I missed the first 5 minutes. So what was the build up like in the stadium? I could just hear North London Forever going on as I was queuing it to get in. So I started singing in the queue while a load of other fans were doing that as well. But the atmosphere building up to a game like that is something that I kind of missed, and I really wanted to sort of get to know that a little bit more.
It was fantastic build. Do you know what? Funny enough, I missed the build up to the previous season's one. I missed Beth's goal, and I feel you. I feel you straight away. It was just fantastic. The North London Forever, to get to see so many fans in the stadium for this. Because last year, I think we were 54,000 last year.
Yeah.
Compared to this year where we got let's just say a full house, because we were like, a couple of hundred away, if that.
We had 60,050 people, which was 70 less than United, which was a little bit annoying for me.
Yeah. Which for me, they are two of the biggest games in our season. Yeah, with the North London Derby, it should be outselling the United game, in my eyes.
The thing is, the number of tickets were sold. It's just the amount of people that came into the ground is a different story.
Well, do you know what? And I'm not having a go at the female football fan, but it's the amount of people that spend time in the concourse and just like some people just turn up and they're not that fussed about it. Some, obviously, not everyone, but it makes me wonder how many of them empty seats were actually in the concourse and just like getting their hot dogs and just like having a chat. And all that, we've got a screen here. We'll watch it on this screen and you can watch it out
Yeah, no, but about 15 minutes before kickoff, I did pop back onto the concourse. I went to go to the bathroom. Me and my 7-minute queue. That's the only thing I don't like about women's match days. Got a queue for the bathroom.
I don't think Arsenal know this, but on women's games, every toilet is a gender neutral toilet, and I don't think Arsenal have been made aware of it. Everyone just goes everywhere on a women's game. You have to. The queues are just horrible.
Thank you for letting me know, but I don't think I can brave the men's unless it's in the toilet.
It's horrible. It's like you say, it's an experience.
No, thank you. I don't want any adventures.
Oh, it's not a good experience. I'm just saying it's an experience.
An adventure. I don't want to know. No, but yeah, no. Coming back in, I've obviously missed. I think I missed the first opening minutes of the fireboxes or whatever you want to call them. I don't know, but that was quite nice because it kind of warmed us up because it was a bit chilly.
I think I'd have lost my eyebrows if I'd have stayed right close to it, though. I feel sorry for those who are right on top of it.
Yeah, no.
But it does look cool, like for production. I know it sounds crazy, but the production value of it, and to sell the game, because like you see that in the men's game so many times, and when they're bringing it over to the women's game, I think it's just fantastic.
Oh no, definitely. I love the fact that we have that at the Emirates. Couldn't get away with it at Boreham Wood because we're all too close to the pitch, but the Emirates definitely. I think also I did enjoy Freedom On's presentation as well. It was 100 games.
So did I. 100 games for
I
Arsenal.
thought that was a really nice touch. I mean, she kind of looked like she wanted to go back inside and finish getting ready for the game, to be honest with you. She's like, okay, it's cold out here. Let me go back in.
Bit odd
She
for
did look
someone from
cold, come on.
Norway.
She needs to get one of them coats that we've got, Matt.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
needs
no.
to get one of them.
Do you know what? I'm kind of like question if Katie McKay's actually from Norway and Frida's from Ireland. Because
do
Katie's
find
never
it odd
cold.
that you see Frida saying, "Oh, it's cold," but you would have thought she'd be used to that sort of kind of weather. I mean, I think
no,
I looked, it was 9 degrees, so it wasn't that cold.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't major, but it's just a bit weird.
It's just not that cold in her country. It's colder here. It's just an illusion.
Yeah, probably.
So with that as well, just the way everything went, there was a few surprises as well. I think we had a friend say that Alana Kennedy was in the crowd as well. I actually didn't know that Anita Ansante was also there, which was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, she's currently what she's been doing for the last 2 games. She's picking up all the free programs, signing them, and then giving them away on Twitter, which I thought was quite cool.
Tell you who I found out today who was in the crowd only like a block away from us for the Villa game was Kanu's wife.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram earlier and I was like trying to work out what game she was at and it was the Villa women's game,
That's cool.
the Emirates, and I was like, that's cool.
So she would have been
Literally-
in Matt's block then, which is block 4.
Yeah, literally on that corner.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's I'll have to keep an eye out. With
So
the,
she doesn't like my mucking in with the peasants. I don't know.
Excuse me, who are you calling a peasant?
Oh, I'd rather be a
Working
peasant than
class,
up
thank you
top
very
like
much.
the problem.
I'm not posh and I'm not
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
Oh,
I was born with a
Working class.
plastic spoon in my mouth and I'm happy about it.
exactly. We're so common, not. Bloody working class people. What are you going to do? Hey?
With that in mind, that puts us still within 3 points as we are third on 34 points. City and Chelsea both on 37. City winning their game 2-1 against Everton on the Saturday, and Chelsea winning 4-0 against Leicester. The other games were West Ham drawing with Man United 1-1.
Very late goal from West Ham in that game.
It's very.
Definitely. Are we going to speak about the big scoreline of the weekend?
I'm building to it. I'm building
The
to
big
it.
one, the big fish. Although our game's the big fish, but it is actually the lowest scoreline of the weekend.
Liverpool beat Villa 4-1, and Bristol City lost 3-7 against Brighton. There's some people that are a bit happy with that because Vicky Losada were in their fantasy teams.
Oh, I've changed my fantasy
to be
team,
fair,
by the
I
way. I need to mention it. I've got back in.
To be fair, I've got Katie Robinson. She scored, so I'm happy.
It was
Somebody
a
just
good.
told me to swap her out for Gori at last minute. So
Fair enough. But we'll quickly move on to the next game, which is the Conti Cup final against Aston Villa, who we've just mentioned lost to Liverpool 4-1. There's not much news we can really talk about, but there will be no Amanda Ilestedt, even though she did train ahead of the North London Derby and was in attendance, but she didn't take part. Again, she won't be available for this game. It's come a bit too soon. Katie Reid, who has been recalled, will be not available for this one either because she is cup tied, as Jonas Ardvel has mentioned in his press conference, just to let people know that we're not trying to pull an Aston Villa over at Aston Villa in the semi-final.
using an Arsenal player, ex-Arsenal player, might I add.
Yeah. But the Villa game is on the horizon. It is tomorrow. We're still not too sure where it's going to be, but at the moment it looks highly likely it's going to be on the FA player. I haven't seen anything to say it's going to be on the BBC.
I did see something earlier actually about the BBC, but I don't know whether that's, the radio coverage.
Mm.
It just sort of come up and I sort of like glanced at it when I was just too busy doing stuff.
Well, hopefully, if you're watching, you'll have found it. If it is on the FA Player, it will be shown internationally through the FA Player, unless the Zone do have rights for that match as well. You might be able to find it on there. But what your thoughts going into the Villa game?
I want to see Jordan play. Jordan's coming home. That's
Nothing
my
about
thought.
Rachel Daly at all.
Yeah, she's not allowed to score. She needs to go into Leah Williamson's pocket with her keys and her wallet. All utters. I'll take it.
No, I'm same as you. I'm looking forward to seeing Jordan play, hopefully. I'm expecting a rough ride tomorrow night because I know they're coming off the back of a 4-1 defeat, but there's a cup final at stake here. So they're going to be up for this. And it's all to play for.
No, absolutely. It's nothing better than taking the final off the cup holders. There's nothing like it. So they're going to be up for it big time.
And that's what I'm not looking forward to. But I mean, I think we're capable of I genuinely think we're capable of beating them, but we must not underestimate them.
Yeah, I'm going to be sprouting grey hairs tomorrow in that North Stand.
You're both going to the match, aren't you? So you're going to have a lot of fun and games, aren't you? Trying to get over for it.
Matt, what are you most looking forward to? You've asked us. What about you?
Yeah, come on.
Well,
sorry, but you're right.
Oddly enough, this is one thing that I always get annoyed about on Wednesdays. Is I'm usually training, so I'm not able to watch it. But one of my I can't call them friends because I barely talk to them. But one of them decided it would be fun to stamp my toe, and I've got a great big bruise around it, so it's still healing at the moment. So at the moment, I'm looking at not even going to training and being able to watch the match. So actually watching a game live.
That sounds like a better plan, to be fair. At least you won't miss a loss of goal this time.
It sounds like you need Katie McCabe to come to your training session to sort someone out.
Or we can just get Lucy to do it. That's nice and easy.
I mean, I'm happy to. I'm free.
No, go and watch the game.
Up to Liverpool you go, Luce.
Go and get a baseball bat and go hit a few people.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I've just got my football boots and just a few.
It'll be the norm around here.
Studs up tackle though.
It'd be clean. I'll play the ball and the player.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Not only because I remember watching the semi-final. Oddly enough, it was a semi-final against Villa last time as well. No, it was Man City.
It was Man City.
Yeah, it was
you
remember
were in the
well.
freezing cold that night, weren't you? And
me and Adam were there, and through that extra time.
Yeah,
then
I can't remember why I had to miss that game. I can't remember because I missed it and I was gutted that I got a bit annoyed with
you. I said to you that night you're going to miss a really good game. And what did I tell you?
And I can't remember for the life of me.
2 weeks for it, and then
yeah, you did because I missed such a great game.
Oh yeah, sprinkle that salt.
It wasn't just that though. It was a fantastic game, and if you think back to it, you could probably argue at that time Stina actually got her mojo back. She was able to score again. She went on to score those vital goals against Bayern Munich and Wolfsburg, and she's finally felt, Stina's finally arrived. It's taken her a while, but she's finally back, and I'm kind of looking forward to the fact that we might decide that we're going to rest a couple of players, so the likes of Stina will actually get a proper amount of time. I'll be interested to see what's going to happen goalkeeping wise. If we're going to see Buhadi.
I want to see Sarah play. I'm itching for I want Manu to have a bit of a rest. But we know Villa's going to put their best team out, so I'm sitting there thinking.
That's why I'm a bit as much as I want to see. Because Villa are going to put out a strong side and they're just going to go for this, and I'm not that they can't cope with it. It's like throwing you into the deep end a bit.
Who would you like to see play? Who would you, if you had to give yourself a starting 11 at the moment, just an ideal one?
Go on, Lou. You build yours first.
Do you know what? I would have the same squad what played against Tottenham, but one change, and I'd start Stina up front instead of Russo.
Okay.
That's interesting. I think for me, I'd have to think about this now. Yeah, I'd have to say the same with Lucy. Start Stina up top, but if Chloe was available, I'd switch out Ford. That's the only changes. But obviously Chloe's not available, which is really irritating. So
I think Stina needs a bit of confidence at the moment. I think she needs to, and if she can hit the ground running in a game like that, that's it. You know,
the thing is, she's had a hat trick and then she's kind of just faded.
she
It's really
against
annoying,
Reading, and
but
it was a fantastic game. She had an amazing game against Reading, and then she's sort of gone under the
Wednesday,
radar a
didn't
bit.
they?
That was a lovely cold night in Reading. They didn't even know we was playing there. They had the last championship game they had on the screens in there. It was quite a bit of a shambles at Reading, sadly.
Well,
They've got a lot of issues going on there at the moment with the owners, and I
Yeah.
do feel for the fans because they're being treated badly, men's and women's over there at the moment.
Well, hopefully that gets sorted out soon, because you don't wish that on anyone, to find yourself in that sort of situation where an owner literally doesn't care what happens, and
It's a scary
anything
position
can
to
happen.
be in as well, especially as a fan.
Yeah. You look back at, I know it's we do this a little bit, but the men's, and where Wimbledon playing Milton Keynes recently, MK Dons go and get a last minute, Wimbledon go and get a last minute winner, and just see absolute scenes because of it, because of how much it means to them. I imagine if that happened to Reading,
That's always an
what would it
unusual
mean?
fixture for me, MK Dons versus Wimbledon. It always has been since the birth of MK Dons. It doesn't seem right.
But just quickly then, because if I had to pick a starting 11, I would probably go with Manu in goal. I would probably go with, I think Katie's going to have to go right back. I think we might see Leah Williamson return for this one, get proper minutes. So I think that we'll see Leah and Leia together, and then left would probably have to be Steph, unfortunately. I think I would probably see a little bit of change. I would probably imagine both Kate, I would say, I think Leah's going to get the rest, and Kyra's going to come in. Kim alongside her, and Vic as the attacking midfielder. On that right hand side, I think it's going to be Beth, and I think it's going to be Caitlin on the left. I think you're right. I think Stina's going to come on top for Alessia.
I mean, I expect to see
That sounds
Alessia in
good.
the game. I expect to see her in the second half.
Yeah.
Maybe,
But-
20 minutes, 30 minutes to the end, I expect to see her
Mm.
come on.
Do you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Vic and Kyra start in the middle. If I'm honest with you, give Leah and Kimmy a little bit of a rest. Because that relation, we need to build that relationship. Whether this is the right game or not is a different story.
Thing with Villa is you don't know what you're going to get from. I know, obviously, semi-final, so it's cup final at stake. But with Villa, you usually don't know what you're going to get. I expected a lot more from them this season, and I found myself being a bit underwhelmed with them this season, actually, because with the signings they've made and everything.
I think next season they're going to push on. They'll only sign 2 or 3 players, and then they'll kick on. This happened to Everton a couple of seasons ago. They brought about 5 or 6 players because they needed to get the numbers in, and it just didn't work. And hopefully, I know it's a bit hard to tell at this moment in time, but Villa are a good squad. They've got a good manager in there. They know what they're doing. They're not looking to go further down, but I think Villa are on an upwards trajectory. And the funny thing is, I know I always joke about Man United on here, but I genuinely think Villa are a stronger team than Man United are, and I think it's more to do with the fact that Villa's attracting the big guns towards them. That if they really wanted to, they could probably attract some scary players to their squad, and then you could seriously say they're going for it next season.
Oh, I think they've got some fantastic players in there already. The development of the players they've bought I look at someone like, for argument's sake, someone I used to ridicule, Alicia Lehman. I think she's going to progress more than she has under Villa than she ever was at, West Ham and Everton. She's really, come up and actually showed that she is just, she can play some ball as well. And I do believe that, the coaching side, they're fantastically set up. I was just a bit shocked with this season, but then it is a building thing. It doesn't happen overnight. So next season, we could have a scary Villa on our hands.
What do you think the score's going to be? I'm guessing you both don't want it to be a cold and rainy night, so you're not expecting extra time penalties, are you?
I'm
touching wood, by the way.
You're lucky going for like a 2-1 or 3-1.
3-1?
To the Arsenal, of course. But I'm leaning towards more of a 2-1 than a 3-1, if I'm truthfully honest with you.
I'm going 4-2 again. I've been doing it all season. Sod it. Yeah.
One of them will come out.
Eventually I'll turn up, but it kind of just braces me for the drama, and I won't be sitting there stressing out. So, realistically 3-2, but I'm going to go for the 4-2 just because I can.
I keep on backing the 2-1, and every time we do, we win by either quite a lot or we win 1-0. So I'll go 2-1.
Just do that. Keep going for that.
Yeah, because I've been expecting us to slowly do this thing where we score one in the first half, let them get back into it, and then score again later in the day, like we did against Villa. But it hasn't happened that often this season, which is quite interesting to see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game, and I'm sure you both are. Where can people find you?
I mean, we'll be in the lower north. Well, I said the lower north bank. It's all lower. It's all lower.
Yeah, I was on the. You'll have
the socials.
Oh, on the socials. I'll be in the bar. No, I'm joking.
Yep, you'll find us at the bar together at some point.
Sorry, you want me Insta handle?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So my Insta handle is LucyOnLife90.
Brilliant. And Lottie, where can people find you?
If I can find the button, at Lottie_HFUC, both on Twitter and Instagram, or you can find the podcast on VAW Pod. Matt, where can everyone find you?
You can find me at MattLR28, and that is all for tonight. Lucy, I'm going to give you the last words of the show. What do you want to say to everyone?
I want to say good night to everyone, and let's go for a good win tomorrow night.
That's it from all of us. Enjoy yourself wherever you are. Come on, you Gunners.